are these broadcasters with Christian Bladt and the semi-lackluster Eric Zane starts now. Better not use that, Christian. Sue.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATB with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? I am Christian Bladt, and right there, right over there, that is Eric Zane. Eric, thank you for making sure that your hair looks perfect.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way. It's the only way that it can be. So thank you very much. I like to say that I try to channel my inner Anderson Cooper, and that's what I'm attempting to do.
In more ways than one. From
Yes. True. Without a doubt.
So Easy and I were talking last week, and we decided that today we would ask you guys not to send us super chats. Instead, please consider heading on over to the GoFundMe for producer Chris's daughter, Bree. I think a lot of people know, but his daughter, Bree, had breast cancer surgery last week. She won't be able to work for a while, so the GoFundMe helps. We fuck around about all kinds of things, and we have a lot of fun, and we make fun of a lot of people, except for producer Chris. Everyone loves that guy, so keep producer Chris in your thoughts. I'd say, Easy, the only guy who could challenge you for having perfect hair is producer Chris. I'm not going to say which one. I'm just saying it's at least in the conversation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would say he's the OG when it comes to people on this podcasting network. And, this is probably the only time I've ever said anything serious. And that is, holy shit, let's throw a ton of money at producer Chris's family, so that money is not something you need to be worrying about when you're concerned with your health. So this is a very generous bunch. That would be so sweet if you ignored us and sent it directly over to there. So even if it's only $1 or $2, this isn't the biggest show for some odd reason, but if everyone enjoying it helps support that cause, that would be tremendous. Yeah. What an effort by you. So thank you. Or if you've given in the past for this wonderful thing, that's very much appreciated as well.
And if we do get any super chats, we'll donate that money ourselves. So
yes, we will.
But we want to have the same fun we always do. So Eric, at this moment, I'm deputizing you. You know how you can pin or star comments in the chat. When you see something that you think might make a good sign off for me, why don't you highlight it and we'll review at the end of the show. And I'll let you pick what it is. It's not fair if I get to pick what I want to say. So I will do it for free this week. The funniest free chat will be my sign off. And that's completely up to Eric. Anyway, we've got all of that amble out of the way, all of that preamble, and we are going to go right into local news.
Others imitate it. We appreciate it.
WATB. Who are these local newscasters? Who are these newscasters?
And just a little behind the scenes drama here. I have to shout out my hero this morning, Eric Zane. I have a video that, let's just say, a great friend of the network posted to the Discord. And usually I record the videos so that I can play and not have to worry about them. And I don't have to worry about losing content the way that some shows do. And the YouTube video was taken down when I went in to play it this morning. But Easy has found it. And special thanks to our friend who wants to remain anonymous who sent it to us. But we're going to play a lot of this. And due to the way that it's kind of embedded, it's hard for me to go back. So we'll pause whenever we need to. But this is the Indianapolis Fox station has a recurring segment called Where is Sherman? And you see Sherman right there. He goes all kinds of places. I don't know, for our audio audience, maybe you want to describe Sherman and maybe theorize some of the places he might turn up unexpectedly, Eric.
Boy, you're kind of putting me in a bad spot because what I really want to say and what I should say are two entirely different things.
The correct answer was bathhouses. Bathhouses. we would have accepted a playground outside of an elementary school. There's a lot of different ways we could have gone, allegedly. But let's see where Sherman went this week and the fun that he had there. And Easy, let me know if you're hearing this.
It's low, but I'm hearing it. Yes.
Where is Sherman? Yes, I get it. He's live. He's downtown at a new cookie shop with a hip hop vibe.
Hey, what's up? So these cookies got a little walk to it, got a little thick to it. It's all about this 90s vibe. This place is called Cookie Plug. We're on Mass Ave downtown. It opens today. There's a soft opening today. What's up?
Do you think that there's a chance that Sherman has realized that he has misstepped and he should probably resume to his normal voice, Eric?
Yeah, I'm thinking so because he's doing the old "what's up," all that stuff. So
what's up? Well, let's see how the proprietor of Cookie Plug handles this.
What's up? This is dope.
No.
This is
dope.
Doreen. Doreen West here is the lady behind it. Her boo's here too. We'll see him in a second. But what's up? What's up? Tell us about Cookie Plug. There's a rap music going on.
Oh yeah,
there's a 90s
the vibe.
Tell us what's up with this whole thing.
The vibe is what I fell in love to. You walk in, you get the hip hop music. I'm 90s kid, as you can tell, colorful.
Yes,
so
it's outrageous.
What are all 90s kids fat?
Right? You get the
One more time. I want to make sure that the audience doesn't lose what you just said.
She's like 90s kid, and I'm like, what? Are all 90s kids fat fucks?
Well, she has her hair dyed like all the members of Gem and the Holograms. She couldn't pick the one that was her favorite. Look, I know this clip goes on a little bit longer, but we're going to camp out on this for a few minutes here. So, all right.
Okay,
so
good.
we understand the place. Her hair is dyed some crazy colors, and I want her to tell us about the cookies. I'm sure you do too, Eric.
And it's called Cookie Plug.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
I mean, that's like other when a woman is having a baby, there's a mucus plug.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you want to put cookie next to plug.
Well, it sounds to me like they're cookie suppositories. That's the impression that I get from Cookie Plug.
That's like something on Urban Dictionary or something. I don't know.
Let's see the cookies and see if maybe anybody in our chat would want to sit on them.
music. Then throw in the cookie. Thickest, fattest cookies, 4 inches wide, 1 inch thick. I was sold.
So you were sold. So that was in California. It's just the whole
West Coast
vibe. The cookies all have a 90s kind of vibe.
They have some fun names.
All right, so let's see. For example, they come in different sizes, right?
Stacks.
So sacks. This
Sacks.
is
that's a bump sack.
Bump sack.
Half sack.
A half sack.
Let's get the fat sack.
Oh, the fat sack on the house.
And the dope sack.
The dope sack, which is 20
cookies.
All right, let's go.
Fatties. We call them fatties.
Oh, they're not.
Well, she's used to that, probably.
Oh,
so, Eric, my question to you is, what is your thought? Is it more the cultural appropriation or just that these two are dicks?
I think they're just fucking fat morons. That's the way assholes think. They think that this is funny.
Yeah. Panasonic Tooth, good to see you. It's all drug lingo. And even Patrick Everett in the chat said this is embarrassing. And you know what? JFK Head Chunk, as always, the funniest person on the show. Sherman has better titties. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. So I don't want to pull the plug on this yet because I know there's a little bit more.
Wait, pull the plug.
I don't even know what I just said. Fuck yeah. All right. So we're not pulling the cookie plug out of this cookie puss.
Not cookies.
Fatties.
What's up with the fatties?
The
Okay.
fatties.
We're going to start down here. Let's go through some of the fatties in the house because they all. That's
He points
the
at
OG.
her. He points at her.
Yeah.
Let's start with you.
Yeah. The ultimate fatty, which there's a separate price for that you'd have to contact her in her DMs. But go ahead. Sorry.
These cookies look like fuck. I mean, those look awful. That looks like the cake after fucking Opie jumped on it.
Yeah. Or the cake after it passed through the homeless guy who, Opie jumped on the cake for. These look very dry and they look like they come pre-made and they just put them on a tray. These are like the cookies that my kids make.
Oh, yeah.
But my kids don't have fun, clever nicknames for the cookies, Eric.
OG. Original gangster. Oh, chocolate chip.
Yeah, OG. I got you.
OG. Nutty OG.
The Nutty OG, which is a
chocolate chip with walnuts.
Then we have
cookie cream.
Okay.
You love Oreos. Right there's one.
All right.
Pixie Junkie. Sugar cookie. Pink elephant.
Jesus Christ.
Tastes like strawberry quick.
How many?
Okay.
They're going to go through every fucking cookie. You know why? Because Cookie, whatever the fuck this is, Cookie Plug paid for this. This is how TV stations make money these days. They have to do these 5-minute fucking infomercials.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Are you starting to get a feeling, Eric, as to why Fox 59 in Indianapolis took this off their website?
Oh, wow. They did, huh? Holy shit. I didn't
Well, that's
even know.
why. Yeah, that's why I had you find it on Yahoo because they don't have it anymore. But I guess it was embedded on this page, and we're preserving it for history because I feel like this clip is going to disappear from the internet as today goes along.
When it comes to TV people embarrassing themselves, so that's actually usually a good thing when they can do something silly. So I don't know. Does this turn into where else could this go? Are we going to get some N-words dropped in a few minutes or what?
Well, I'm not sure, but Boba's Auto Details says, "Good afternoon, my Noga." Noga, yes. That's not very nice, Pest. This show is still better than Trucker Andy's show.
I don't know about that. Come on now.
But this is actually the one I meant to put up.
Oh,
Tristan, that lady dry as hell.
Oh God, is there anything worse
than a dry lady?
Yes.
I wouldn't know because I make them all sopping wet.
I do not. Apparently, I'm bad at sex. Hey, you're very dry.
She's like, really, this is the first time this ever happened to me. I want to get through the cookies, and we have other fun to have. But
Crunch Nugget.
Bam.
Your Fruity Pebbles. And
Oh,
the
really?
Cookie.
Gotcha.
Yep. Purple Haze. Got your firecrackers like s'mores.
Okay.
Snooperdoodle, Snoop Dogg,
Oh, what's she gonna call
Ecstasy, my fave.
Okay.
Kenyan Runner.
The Secret Stash. We have a different cookie every month. So all of these are what we have all the time, but that one changes every month.
The Secret Stash.
That one's Ice Drop.
And you also have keto flavor.
Keto.
Mike's bringing some.
My boo.
Your boo's bringing some out of the oven. Okay, tell us about today. You opened when? At noon today?
Today is our soft opening. We have grand opening on Saturday at 12 p.m.
So, the rest of it is the hard sell, but it's really about the first 2 minutes where they're like, yeah, we got the OG, dog. What, girl? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I think that they might have gotten some negative attention. The problem is that the YouTube video that I wanted to share, the reason why I was going to play it on YouTube is that the comments were amazing. Just people were like, people definitely noticed.
So those are all drug references. Did you know that?
No, it might surprise some of you who perceive me as the cool member of the WATP family. I'm not that down with all the inside drug lingo. Yeah.
And that isn't the first person to illustrate that. It's like, do you fucking morons think that we actually sit around and have time to get high when we're writing great shows like this? Fuck that shit.
Right. Exactly. Just imagine. Look, for those of you who hate this show, imagine how bad it would be if Easy and I just got high all day, and it was like, all right, let's just do, if I was hitting on the vape pen while we were out here. Well, anyway, we'll move on to some other disappointment. Fentanyl chip got me. JFK head chunk. Thank you. Easy, your kids are older, so I'm assuming that you're not really aware of the fanatical devotion among preschool and elementary school children of the animated series Bluey.
I am well aware. I have grandchildren.
You old fuck.
Yes, I have.
Who the hell did Carl stick me with on this network? You have grandchildren?
Yeah, I've got an 11-year-old grandson and a 9-year-old grandson.
Jesus Christ. You're like Lauren Boebert.
Well,
yeah, 36-year-old grandmother.
My son was like a kid, and I was only 41 when I became a grandpa. But yes, so
yeah. All right. Well, I can't believe that I've known you a year, and I didn't even realize that you were a grandfather.
But I know who Bluey is. I know exactly.
So
who Bluey is.
you know Bluey.
Yes.
And I think that a Las Vegas hot dog stand felt the wrath of some Bluey obsessed kids. And I want you to watch this video closely for the debut of one of the great future Karens of America.
A few dozen people and regulars, thousands RSVP'd. Hundreds of families were left fuming and say kids were disappointed.
So this hot dog restaurant, I realized I should set up the clips instead of just playing them. They had a Bluey event. It was free for families to attend. And, you know, they've done other things like this. They thought that like maybe like 100 people would show up. Thousands of people RSVP'd. And the restaurant assumed that the thousands of people weren't actually going to come, but they did. So
yes, they did.
Yeah. So are you familiar with this story, Eric?
I am, absolutely, because it's been talked about in many circles, and I love every bit of it, because the worst thing you ever want to do in this generation is make a child upset, because the mom is going to get even more upset than the child.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to see some of that. We're going to see that you know, being upset and feeling entitled is a family affair.
The restaurant spoke to Fox 5 and says they want to say sorry to all the families, and they underestimated the power of Bluey.
When I saw him, I just ignored him. I was mad.
Holy
But
shit.
did he look like the cartoon? Did he look like on TV?
No, he looked like unexpected. We could like see his beard.
Sophia and other kids had the same reaction. The Bluey.
So he looked unexpected. We could see his beard, and our visual audience, there's no really good shots of this guy, but he's basically got a Bluey poncho on.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if anyone's ever seen this character, it doesn't look anything like it. It's all bullshit. So this kid here with fetal alcohol syndrome is telling us that she's not happy.
She's very upset, but her mom might weigh in.
They expected was not who greeted them. On the left, this is a photo a parent took.
This is the way of comparison for people that aren't grandparents and don't know Bluey. So that's what Bluey's supposed to look like on the left, and over here on the right, it looks like Eric Andre doing a bit. You know.
At an event with the popular cartoon character Bluey. On the right, it's a staff member of Dirt Dog in a makeshift Bluey costume.
The kids were distraught. Some kids were crying. Some kids were upset, crying in their parents' shoulders.
They're upset, crying on their parents' shoulders. And, you know, I mean, the problem is you got to an event that had like thousands of people outside, and you made your kids stand outside and wait because you're like, oh, I promised you Bluey, and you're going to get some free shit, you know?
Right. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, this place, they're not equipped for it. Who gives a shit? If I'm a dad and I bring my fucking kids to this and I see this, I just leave, because it kind of gets you off the hook. But everybody's I got to help my child. My child's not happy, so I must tell the world about it. Oh, everything's terrible.
Everything is terrible. Exactly. I agree. There's a little bit more to this story. I appreciate the respect that the network shows to their listening community. I'll explain in a second.
Upsetting moment to see
There's
so many
handprint
kids,
on a
especially
kid's
my
face.
daughter, just really upset.
Dirt Dog apologized on social media and says they welcome feedback. Angry parents posted plenty of livid messages. Thanks for ruining my 3-year-old's day. I drove 1 hour just to see a grown man in PJs.
So that's the whole reason I pulled the second part is I drove 1 hour just to see a grown man in PJs. And the reporter doesn't correct this dipshit who wrote, "I drove 1 hour," and puts it on the stream.
Right.
And Nicola's on the right track. Yeah, you just take them for ice cream on the way home, and the job is absolutely done. And I'm glad Nicola's here. I think she's one of the only ones who likes both of us, Eric. You know, there's
absolutely. There's only one or two. Well, and the name of this business, everybody remembers the business. This is all good what they did, and if in my opinion, they should do another one of these fucking events and make it even shittier. You know, and maybe a couple kids get molested or something like that. Pick up a child like a bowling ball.
I'm putting something together right now in my head. Next weekend, Hackamania will be in Las Vegas. Dirt Dog is in Las Vegas. There should probably be a touching booth with Tukey.
Right.
Only you don't get to touch Tukey. Tukey gets to touch you.
No. Get Jerry Sandusky to show up somehow and to eat out kids or something. Anything. This is great. This is all fantastic.
Yeah, but everybody who's in Vegas for Hulkamania, sorry, there's Hulkamanias in the chat. For real, Hulkamania's in the chat, and he gives a lot of who are these podcast gifted memberships. Hulkamania is a great friend to the channel. Everybody who's in Vegas for Hackamania, let's have a meetup at Dirt Dog and wear our finest bluey ponchos and PJs. This next one's fairly straightforward and a quick one. I saw this locally in LA. They were covering the deranged people who attack riders on our metro. Believe it or not, Eric, we have a subway system here in Los Angeles. And while they're covering the deranged people who attack people on the subway system, something happened.
We're reporting on all of the violence. We watched as a man we thought was a passenger began harassing other people that were waiting for the bus when suddenly he began turning anger on himself and then on us. Watch as he knocks down our camera and then comes back, picks up our tripod and slams it against our news van. All of this unprovoked. We never spoke to him, and thankfully nothing happened.
They're saying it's unprovoked, but we're seeing it again. It's unprovoked, but you're like covering how crazy people are, being annoying on the subway.
Yes.
That's this guy's fucking livelihood.
Yeah, this guy, I'm with him. I'd have done the same thing. It looked like he had Rocky Dennis from Mask on his shirt, and he was huffing too. I think that was the bag was full of paint fumes or whatever the fuck. That is so awesome. I tell you what, I visited LA a couple years ago. And I mean, outside of having to keep your head on a swivel, you don't need to spend 1 red cent on entertainment where you live. It's fucking incredible. And everywhere you go, it's a show. Everywhere.
Yeah. I live in the good part. Our buddy Carl always talks about some of the places that he ended up in LA. And I guess I have a nicer house than Dick Masterson, which, by the way, I've been to Dick Masterson's house. I do not have a nice house than he does. But it's like anywhere. Like, you could go to Manhattan and have an amazing time. You could go to Manhattan and get jumped 4 times and knifed on your last day. But more importantly, Hulkamania gifting 10. Who are these podcast memberships? Thank you, Hulkamania. So generous throughout there. I get it, Carl. Hamburger, HAMBURGER. It's not for everybody. Just like showbiz isn't for everybody. Like me and Eric. That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're here. Shut up. I don't even know if that's really Carl. Probably not.
No, I'm pretty sure that one is. Yeah. So there was there've been a couple of super chats, and we mentioned that we'll share that money with with producer Chris. Producerchris.com, the GoFundMe for his daughter Bree. So Carlos Frosted Tip says SJ threatened to kill his wife live on YouTube. That was live on YouTube. He said he would end her life as she knows it. So there's a little fine print there. Kelly Riddle,
a little John's bit of ambiguity.
John's kids hate breast cancer so much they cut theirs off. Good for them. Lahaina was an inside job. Eric, show us your dogs. Well, you have one dog right there. And there's one from Knight Melendez in the chat. Let's not bring it up on the screen because I don't know what that picture is. I personally don't want to share a picture of Knight Melendez, which is what I think it is, but it says, help, my dad drinks a lot and misgenders me. So we appreciate the $1.99, and we appreciate Kelly Riddle, who I still can't figure out if Kelly likes this show or not, but we appreciate everyone being here. All right. Well, we've had so much fun in local news. It's time to move it on over to politics, where our bread is really buttered this week.
A lot of people talking about Christian and Carl's segment, making it great with who are these politics?
So as with many, and I do mean many of the clips that will be shown on this week's show and as turn up most weeks, this comes in from Japanese Fart Enthusiast. If we get a show where we have 10 clips from Japanese Fart Enthusiast, I'm going to demand he explains, is he Japanese and an enthusiast of farts, or is he just an enthusiast of Japanese farts?
Right.
I think we're going to have to get to the bottom of this at some point, but for now, we're going to show a fairly great video that he posted to the Discord. You can join for free, the Who Are These Podcast Discord, and we have our own little channel, a little corner there for Who Are These Broadcasters. Here's Trump being Trump. Just, he doesn't like shoddy work, and he wants people to know about it.
But Americans are not struggling. This is the worst platform. Who put this stage up here? This is the worst. The frickin' place is falling down. I notice it keeps tilting further left. Like too many other things.
He addresses the problem. He makes fun of it, and he's like, I'm going to score off this.
Okay.
Say what you want about Trump. He's got pro comedian chops, I'm
not even being a fucking asshole here. His ability to just react and take it all in and still be able to make a bit out of it, that's not easy. Can you imagine if that happened to Biden, what would happen to him? Jesus Christ. It'd be all over.
He would have been crushed by the podium. Speaking of Biden, when you see this clip, you're going to know exactly what Joe Biden meant to say. But if you're like me, you'll be glad that he misspoke the way that he did.
The insurrectionists who stormed Capitol Hill, patriots.
So I believe he's talking about insurrectionists.
He calls the insurrectionists who stormed Capitol Hill, patriots.
Yeah, I am pretty sure that the Q shaman did have a chubby that day. I do believe he was an erectionist. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think that's fake news.
Holy fuck. You remember how when all the fucking people who when Trump was in office, who turned on him and he'd fire them, new members of the cabinet every day. And they're every day there's someone blowing the whistle about him. And he's like, fuck you. When is someone going to blow the whistle about this old fucking fuck, about how fucked up he is and how he doesn't know where he is? It's horrible, man. I have had it with Joe Biden.
But haven't you heard? He's like really sharp and together behind closed doors.
Ugh.
He's only like this when the bright lights are on. The Joe Biden that they see, there's nothing to worry about. There was even no concerns when he was on with Howard Stern, so I don't know what you're seeing, but
right.
Those of us on the inner circle, Eric, we get to see the real Joe Biden. You must not have renewed your membership to the Illuminati.
I guess not.
Yeah. Well, no matter how much you like Donald Trump Sr., I think you'd be hard pressed to follow Donald Trump Jr. and go like, yeah, you know what? He's a trustworthy dude. I tend to believe everything that he says because he always has to make comments like this one.
The amount of people that show support is actually huge, but they do it like this. Like it's like a thumbs up, like hidden under their jacket, like so that no one else could possibly see. That's what it is. So they understand.
I don't feel like people are standing outside of the courthouse when they see Don and Don Jr. and they're like, I want to give you a thumbs up, but I'm going to hide it under my coat.
Yeah.
Maybe those are the erectionists we were just talking about.
Yeah. No, that's one thing about Trump supporters. They're anything but subtle.
Yeah. They're usually very laid back and you don't know which way they stand.
Yeah. We're always doing a thumbs up when they're beating up a gay or kicking a black guy or something like that. Hey.
The way you said beating up a gay, it reminds me that you are a grandfather, and that's the way my grandfather used to talk. Yeah, he's beating up one of those gays. So Next, we have a saga in 3 parts, and I will immediately thank again Japanese fart enthusiast. He posted a number of clips. I spent a lot of time trying to distill like 8.5 minutes, but let's jump in the beginning. Marjorie Taylor Greene takes umbrage with comments made to her by Representative Jasmine Crockett, who I think most people didn't know before this happened.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order, Mr. Chairman. That's beneath
even the order of your committee.
Order.
I do love. That's been beneath even you, whoever that was on the panel that said it.
That's a great crack, though.
I mean, the fake eyelashes are in the way. All right.
I can't stand that bitch, but that's a good fucking joke.
Yeah. Never missing an opportunity for interfering twattiness, jumping into the fray. And this is minutes later. Jumping into the fray is Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. So we have 2 of the most hated people from their respective parties. You know, you're hard pressed to find somebody that's a Democrat. It's like, oh yeah, AOC is the best, or
right.
You know, MTG's really speaks for our values. But let's see what AOC has to say.
Absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
I do like that.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl?
We are going to move and we're going to take your words down.
I second that motion.
So that's her thing. Is like, oh, baby girl. And man, it doesn't take much to, of all the crazy shit about the Jewish space lasers, everything that Marjorie Taylor Greene said, it's hard for her to not come out the winner in this,
Yeah. I mean, that's par for the course. Who would you have sex with if you had to choose between one of those 2? Who would you have sex with?
Honestly, based only on appearance, AOC.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah. I would too. But MTG, she might have that kind of beat up wild side, like take 2 dicks in the ass or something.
Well, if you're going to ask which one's going to eat my ass, then, that's the answer becomes a little different because, I think AOC doesn't even know how to find a man's rear. But all right. So the conclusion of our saga is where you realize that the House of Representatives, no, it's not the 8 Mile. It's not a roast battle. It's not even like Yo Mama jokes. Finally, and it is really after 8 minutes, Representative Jasmine Crockett has her comeback because there's a lot of parliamentary proceedings and just a bunch of bullshit that gets in the way. There's rules of order. We want to strike that down. You need to apologize. I don't want to whatever. This is what she comes back with. And, I'm definitely going to give her the A for effort ribbon, but it comes so long after.
It's just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
I'm trying to find clarification.
She's cute. She's the cutest out of all of them.
So do you want to change your F, Mary, kill?
I'm going with Miss Crockett. I like Miss Crockett. She's the cutest out of all. I'd have sex with that guy, but she's cute instead of MTG though. I changed my vote.
You go back to that guy. Yeah. I do like the hey, what now? But just in case anybody wonders, hey, how come nothing ever happens in Washington? This is like a 17-hour committee day that I've got 90 seconds of. All right. So the Minnesota Republican Party has chosen its candidate to run against Senator Amy Klobuchar, who some people remember running for president 4 years ago. This guy's name is Royce White. Now, you might not know Royce White, but if this show is going to be doing our duty over the next few months throughout the entire summer, you're going to really get to know Royce White. And Eric, I feel like you might like the plain-spoken nature of Royce White.
Okay, good.
Donald Trump could get up on stage, pull his pants down, take a shit up at the podium, and I still would never vote for you fucking Democrats again.
And he knows to let it hang there in the air. I mean, 10 out of 10. You know, no notes, A+++. He has a show. You might be surprised that his show's on Rumble, Eric. That's where you can find it.
That is impressive. I think that was excellent. That was very well done. I mean, you like you said, you know exactly where he stands.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I think that a lot of people don't necessarily understand that that's really what it comes down to. And, you know, I just like that this guy's running for, you know, not state senator. You know, it's great. And just in case anybody in our audience maybe wasn't sold on Royce White, I do have a very quick screen grab of a tweet that he did very recently. And I'm just going to bring it up in a second.
You're stalling.
I am. I know.
No,
I know. I can't have you read the super chats because we asked people not to send them.
That's all right.
So Royce White, Mike Pence, cuck, paid for. Nikki Haley, cunt, paid for. Chris Christie, fat as fuck, incompetent. Ron DeSantis, did he really look down the road to see how everybody else was going to answer? It's horrifying. Anyway, I like the Vivek I'm watching. This is from last year. This is from August. So this is after one of those debates that I may or may not have pulled too many clips of for this show.
If you're a guy like this he can say no worse. Okay. Yeah. So that to me is a recipe for success in almost any type of work that the person does going forward, because people are already used to it. That's kind of like symbolic of how Trump has been able to. I mean, people love everything that guy does. It just doesn't matter what. So whenever someone is like out in front of it, it's always a winner in my opinion for them. I'm not saying I like it, but I mean, you can't go wrong because you can't go any lower, really.
Right. And I feel like Royce White might provide us with a clip or two, possibly as soon as next week. You know, I don't want to promise anything, but it's entirely possible. All right, let's play ball over in Who Are These Sportscasters?
Home of the hourly triple play.
WATP, who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out. Who are these sportscasters?
Again, Japanese fart enthusiast is our knight in shining armor. They say that not all heroes are fart enthusiasts, but this one definitely is. So this is from the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight is coming up. This is from the press conference, and I think it's going to speak for itself.
Kiss me?
So there's a lady who wanted to kiss Mike.
Huh? He said he wanted to kiss you. That's so ironic that he said that, because I saw a picture of him dancing at 16 doing a little dance on YouTube, and for some reason I had an erection.
Look at his reaction. He laughed at he cracked himself up. Yeah. I love how he starts with, I had a erection.
No, Mike, you had an insurrection. That's what that's what that word is. Yeah. And I mean, that fight's going to be on Netflix, right? So like, we don't even have to pay for it.
No, this is going to be huge. This is going to be, I mean, there was a heavyweight unification bout over the weekend that, in my opinion, this is a hell of a lot more interesting than that.
Yeah, no, I definitely I agree with that. And I learned my lesson from the Tom Brady roast, though. Don't expect any clips of the Tyson fight from Netflix ending up on our show. All right? I get it. Cease and desist. I don't always listen when the potato says it. But our next clip actually comes from Eric Zane. And this is over in baseball. We're going to see the White Sox Gavin Sheets attempting to make what really should have been a routine fly ball.
The ball hit toward right field. Sheets coming in. Drops the ball! The Guardians will score first as Quan comes home. Into second base is Owen Miller. And Sheets just simply botched it.
Yeah, so we don't have the clip because of the error. You know, that happens. It's a bad one. But it's because the guy in the booth legitimately says, are you shitting me?
Comes home. Into second base is Owen Miller. And Sheets just...
Okay, I've got a theory here, and I can't quite, because I've done it both where if the color guy says, "Are you kidding me?"
Hey, we can't call them that anymore. I see. The guy who does the color
kidding, and the other guy says
color commentary. Yeah.
He says "shh" from Sheets, and at the exact perfect time. So kidding turns into shitting there.
Right. So he could have actually. I mean, you could have fun with it and say, you got to be sheeting me or sheetsing me. The guy's name is Sheets.
I'm not entirely sure, but it depends on if you are listening for it or not, but it sure as fuck sounded like he said, "You got to be shitting me."
Well, you can tell us in the chat if you think that that's what he said. I choose to believe that he said shit on a baseball broadcast. So I can't. I'm not going to get in the way here. And Matthew Zizzo asked if Tyson's really training that hard. I have doubts about that. I mean, anybody who's heard that podcast where he's like literally chewing cannabis while he's on the air. I think Mike trains in his own way now.
Yep.
And,
and by the way, this comment, the Usyk Fury, unification was the once in a lifetime bout. Don't be a weeb, Zane. Dude, there is no way in fuck that more people were interested in that bout than they will be the Paul and Tyson bout. No way, no how. Idiots like us care about Paul and Tyson. I didn't even know these two assholes were having a fight until after it was over. So don't even try to tell me that more people were interested.
Right. Everybody, especially, of our age, had Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You remember him, even if you didn't follow boxing.
Right.
And Panasonic 2 says the Logan Paul Mayweather fight was total bullshit. Yeah, but everyone, I don't know, what percentage do you think of people are going to tune into that fight just because they really want to see Mike Tyson punch Logan Paul in the face and have a couple of teeth, spill out onto the mat? That's really why everybody's watching.
I would be happy if he dies.
Yeah. And by the way, we don't pretend that we know anything about boxing. And I'm sorry, I just ran right through that. Then I might find a way to try to play the clip on the show. All right. If that happens, maybe I'll have a Hack Ride help us. Hack Ride's actually really good at beating some of the strikes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm sorry. Last comment. You know nothing about boxing. Nobody knows anything about boxing. No one gives a fuck about boxing, you fucking dick.
Yeah. Except, don't put money on the skinny Irish guy. I mean, I think that's probably the one thing. All right. I'm not really following the NBA finals. Even though I'm from New York, I don't pretend to be a Knicks fan. I think if they'd gotten to the finals, then I might have started pretending and been a real loser. So thank them for preventing that. But so this is Denver Nuggets coach Michael Malone. After a brutal Game 7 loss to the Timberwolves, Mike Malone lets the reporter know what he thinks of his question.
How hard is it just to absorb a loss like this after going ahead by 20?
Oh, no.
Next question, man. The season's over. That's what's hard. Fuck being up 20. The season's over. You don't understand that. The season's over. It's hard. Stupid ass questions.
There's a point in the week where this episode was going to be called "Stupid Ass Questions," but
oh my god,
he's so pissed. But it's interesting too because just across the hall. By the way, in that clip, you can hear the Timberwolves celebrating in the background rather vigorously.
Yes,
it's kind of fun. Even the winning Timberwolves still get kind of dumb questions, and so anybody who follows sports media, that whether they're writers or broadcasters, they have this narrative that they're like, this is what my piece is going to be about. So you try to frame it in a specific way. And let's see, neither Karl Anthony Towns or Anthony Edwards, who I don't know basketball. I thought Anthony Edwards was the guy from Top Gun. So, I'm just here to play the clips.
Say it elsewhere.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So let's see what they think of their question.
In NBA history, it says you have to lose and lose big before you win. What is it about this team that says
we lost last year?
Yeah, but that's different. You have to lose at a bigger stage. Usually, teams usually.
It's the playoffs. We lost last year.
We lost the last 2 years. Shit.
God damn! How much more we gotta lose?
Yeah, how much you want us to lose?
Been losing for 20 years.
I mean, that's just the truth, dog.
God damn!
I do love the goddamn at the end there. Yeah, it's like well, sometimes you have to lose. It's like, yeah, we've been losing for a while. No, they were a lot nicer about the guy's stupid question.
Holy fuck. That is great. I love that guy.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. I know the coach is great. Those guys are great. Well, congratulations to Cardiff Electric's Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm sure that he's going to have post-game coverage over on the Cardiff Electric YouTube channel before we know it. I did mention in passing the Knicks being eliminated by the Pacers in Game 7, not broken up over it. But a lot of people who were probably watching that game in New York didn't appreciate a little graphic mix-up. And we don't usually do this on the show, but this one made me laugh when I saw it. So
we're back with some breaking news, and unfortunately, we can now confirm the Knicks' playoff run is over.
But on the screen, it says Knicks advance right next to him. But here's what a professional does, though. The other guy that he's about to throw to doesn't sell out whoever in the booth, put the wrong graphic on the screen.
Check back in with John right now. John, certainly a disappointing end to the run.
Yeah, Gus, the Knicks not advancing here as Game 7 is final. And
he's like, yeah, regardless of the bullshit that you just saw on screen, the Knicks are not advancing right now. And
Jesus Christ.
It's a fairly minor one. And yes, it's a little nitpicky. But exactly. Greg Williams. It's a Dewey defeats Truman.
If there's one saving grace, who actually sits down to watch the news on TV?
Right. I mean, the people who were upset by that were, especially in New York, walking by a gym that has, like 50 TVs all turned to NBC, and they happened to notice that. And great question, Panasonic Tooth. What is a Nick? I guess they've got the whole summer to try and figure it out. All right.
Well, that's just short because I think they were known as the Knickers.
Yes, they are named after ladies' underwear. You're absolutely right.
Knickers. They're just a big bunch of knickers.
Yeah. We use the word ninjas on this show, Erica. Be careful.
What? No, we're talking about two different things.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about the basketball team, and you're talking about a group of people. That's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, you know what? I'm so distracted trying to set up these next clips that came to us from Cricket Sushi in the Discord. So I don't know anything about NASCAR. I enjoy watching a nice car crash, but what we were treated to over the weekend was an actual NASCAR fist fight. Now, the people involved are Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I hope to never have to say either of their names again. But what we're going to see the first time is this is the broadcast where they're interviewing the winner, but whoever is watching all the cameras realize there's something much more interesting happening. So you're going to hear the winner, which honestly, who cares? You're going to hear the winner, and then we'll see what happens. That's down front.
When there's $1 million on the line, I think all the rules.
So these two were really.
So I knew that was coming. I was trying to maintain that clean air. If I lost the clean air, we would have won the race. So we maintained it all day, and man. Feels good. Feels great.
Congratulations. Joey Logano fired up, and we've got a fight going on right now between Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Those two crashed back at lap number 2.
Get off of here.
So I have doing my due diligence, and I think that this one actually was Japanese fart enthusiast. I have another angle on that punch, and so I want to always be thorough on who are these broadcasters. Never let it be said that we're not thorough, Eric.
Is this the one that you can actually hear their conversation?
No, I don't. I actually don't have one like that. I didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
But the fireworks are louder, so it kind of makes it funnier.
Yeah.
It's the same conversation from before, just you're seeing how heated he is, and he's and this is a much better representation of the melee, and you don't have that TV reporter interrupting the violence.
I like how part of it looks like an actual wrestling ring, like there's a turnbuckle.
He's literally on the turnbuckle.
He threw him into the fucking turnbuckle. It's like, all right, if we're gonna do this, we gotta get in the ring. Come on.
Yeah. So what I want to make sure that, I did say that I like a nice crash from NASCAR. So I do want to actually
sweeps, the spotters
show
stand,
what happened
they roll out of
that
4.
led to this.
And the All-Star race is
I think this was
underway.
Reverend Shitstain, who's about to be with us in a moment.
Oh, that looks like shit, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Looks so boring.
Oh, we got one
But-
in the wall right off the bat.
Bush.
Uh-huh.
For Stenhouse, he's not going to be happy about that. Stenhouse going for more.
Yeah, he's been 3 wide already.
Cowboy up. It's time to go. $1 million on the
Cowboy
line. There's
up.
not a lot of time, but Kyle Busch will pay you back, and here it comes.
Oh, boy.
Fell sideways. He's doing the fence. He's done.
Pow.
Didn't like that. Fought back.
Yeah. So he should have known that he was getting punched in the face. Like,
Oh,
he
my God,
should
it was
really
awesome.
have
Fucked him up on laugh, too. He threw him into the wall.
yeah. So our last thing from sports today is a clip that has gotten a fair amount of attention. This is the Chiefs punter Harrison Butker speaking at a Catholic university. I play the clip for context for really what we have next, but I think it's important to put the context of Butker received many applause breaks and a standing ovation afterwards.
Oh, yeah, they love
He's
him. They love
speaking to a Catholic college. So, this wasn't necessarily for you out there, for that like 6-year-old Karen we had at the beginning of the show who was upset about Bluey not showing up. This wasn't for her,
Okay.
but let's put it in context.
The women who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful
Literally,
wife,
a child
Isabel,
cries on
would be the
Twitter.
first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah. So, and JFK Headshot points out Jesus got a sweet haircut. By the way, not everyone can, have a situation where the wife can choose to stay home. But I think when you play for the NFL, your wife doesn't actually have to get a job. But that's all right. Wait, sorry. Chad's missing upper lip. Surprised flaming lib Eric Zane isn't up in arms about this.
Give it time. First of all, how come these bitches are all sitting there going, yes, and being quiet, and they love this guy? What the fuck is wrong with him? Why aren't they stomping his fucking teeth in? Holy fucking shit. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. If I even had that thought, my wife would rip my cock off.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like Minority Report, the movie. My wife would know if I even thought that. So, yeah.
That was awesome. And you know what? I'm Catholic, but he makes the Pope see, he's more Catholic than the Pope, this fucking guy. The Pope's like, God damn.
By the way,
Jesus Christ.
Con in the chat says the baby was a crisis actor, the baby that cried out. So anyway, when I want to get the hot takes, I always go to our friends at Daily Blast Live. So here's a Tori Schulman responding, and if you listen, you'll hear in the background, you'll hear gay Eric Zane chiming in and giving her shit in the way that I think real Eric Zane would.
Okay.
I'm the first person to think Harry Butker really missed the punt on this one, or whatever you do. You kick a ball, good for you.
Maybe get that nailed down.
Well, I don't think
She's mad. She is so mad. She's doing all the head shit.
I know,
Calls
but
him Harry Butker.
I love that gay Eric Zane says, well, you really nailed that down.
Harry Butker really missed the punt on this one, or whatever you do. You kick a ball, good for you.
Maybe get that nailed down.
Well, I don't think.
I love it. Anyway, the points, here's what I'll say to our friends at Daily Blast Live. They all seem to think, he should be able to say what he wants, but we don't have to agree with it. And I was like, all right, I wasn't expecting that. And even the NFL's like, he wasn't on the field. We don't support what he said, but he has a right to say it.
So
but,
as if he'd be on the field hey, cameraman, come here. I got something to say. And then he drops all that for the world, so it's okay because he's not doing it on the field. That's a bunch of bullshit too, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got one more clip that was a late submission, but our friend, the Reverend Shitstain, is in the green room, as we like to say, and I want to bring him in here so that he can join us. And again, there's always a lot of clips brought to our show by Reverend Shitstain, but this one actually came in from Japanese Fart Enthusiast, and his Stuttering John loop just keeps playing.
Yes, sorry about that. I was going to say, as Stuttering John, I approve of women in the workplace and on the football field. We know, as my trans daughter son can prove, they can do anything that a man can do, including having no breasts. Thank you.
That's not bad.
I appreciate that.
I have to say that over the years, I've heard a lot of people do Stuttering John, and most do it well. He is either they're very good or he's easy to impersonate. And perhaps one day down the road, a Stuttering John impersonation contest is in order on one of these shows. Maybe it's already happened. I don't know. I don't watch this shit.
I think there was one at DabbleCon, but somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think there was an impression. All right, so obviously, Reverend Shitstain, we're all pals with Japanese Fart Enthusiast. He's a big part of the Discord, just like you. And this is from Abby Phillips' CNN show. And on the show is rapper Cameron. So I want to play the clip, and then I'll try and remind people of Cameron once we take a look at it.
His artists treated his
having
artists.
a Jello shot of vodka.
Yeah, they're talking about Diddy. And yes, he does definitely have a Jello shot, which he's drinking. So he's on to discuss the Diddy scandal.
You
can also see his green screen isn't set up all the way. The right side of his over his shoulder, you can see the actual room where the green screen bends, and he's sitting in like a gold and blue gamer chair.
Yeah.
So he's obviously in a half propped up studio, drunk right now on CNN.
So he continues having his Jello shot.
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower.
Yeah. What about the industry in general? I mean, so many people have pointed out that Diddy couldn't get away with this stuff if there weren't a lot of people protecting him. Do you think that's the case?
Who the talent agent for this joint? Like, you think I'll be sitting around watching what Diddy do and all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint that y'all invited me to. Yo, who booked me for this joint?
All right.
Wow, and I'll be sitting around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
Thanks.
Man, come on, man. That's
Thanks
just
for
crazy,
joining
man.
us. Thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. You enjoy.
Oh. So what people might not remember of Cameron, he's shown up on this show, and I did a whole segment on who are these podcasts before OJ Simpson was, hashtag gone too soon. So Cameron and Mace they still do a podcast, a sports podcast, and OJ was their contributor. He was their football analyst.
Yes.
And I guess not next season, but I've had this extra clip sitting around for a long time, and I haven't been sure when to play it. But this is from their show, and just to remind everybody what the spirit of their show is.
Subscribe to Come and Talk to Me, where you can see more of It Is What It Is, nigga. Eastside, homie.
Which, Eric, I believe that was the same copy that you and Carl had to read when you sat in for Kumia on Compound Media.
Fuck.
I believe that's the exact same line reading.
No, that's the password to get in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it, but I'm too afraid for Carl's channel.
Oh yeah, no. We when you play a clip, it's one thing, but Reverend Shitstain, you've got too good of a reputation. People love you, but you're here to highlight somebody that I don't know. Some people don't love that much, but I know Blind Mike has really struck up a friendship with the Army Major Richard Ojeda, as it were. Take a moment and
he says it's Ojeda specifically.
Yeah.
So he says it's Ojeda, although I would say nice, quick transition, so I can't get in there and combat you guys, women in the workplace, for real.
Yeah, no, we don't want those hot takes. That's for your gamer channel. You talk about that.
The WATP Discord. So
Yes.
anyway, yes, like I said, it's pronounced Ojeda, despite the fact,
Ojeda,
or
okay.
Ojeda, I guess interchangeably. He's used both. Although you would think it's Ojeda because you can go and read his biography and whatever, and he talks about it. His grandfather was an illegal immigrant from Mexico, and his dad was born here basically as an anchor baby, and then left back to Mexico for most of his life, and then came back here and had Richard.
Right.
And
So
that's how Richard came to be. So it is Ojeda, although it's supposed to be Ojeda.
what is it about the Army Major that sticks in your craw so much? Is it his well-informed and thought-out takes on politics? Is it his calm and non-violent demeanor? What is it about the Army Major that speaks to you, Reverend Shitstain?
Well, I would say outside of the being a lolcow, just an idiot boomer.
Can someone tell me what that is? I keep seeing that, and I have no idea.
Lolcow.
What the fuck
Okay,
that is.
Zane. Say there's a cow. Okay, this cow provides you lulls. Okay, you wish to laugh. So what do you do to the cow? You must milk the cow to get more lulls. And your lull cow, it is a dairy variety. It's meant to be milked. You keep getting it. And if you have like a horror cow or something, that's where it's less lulls, more like creepy stuff.
Yeah, when you get over 50, what those words are, I know those are words, but they bounce off. I don't know.
I heard you guys struggling with plug
What
and
the
like
fuck are you
the
talking
fatties
about?
and stuff like that. Like the whole thing was a white woman trying to get hip with like young kid drug slang.
Oh yeah,
We don't know that shit.
We didn't need to know the slang to know that she shouldn't have been saying it.
No, she was definitely out of place.
She is definitely a lolcow in her own sense. So, I know that Easy. I did see that. I know you have a heart out in 15 minutes, so we're gonna dive into this clip.
Okay.
But Reverend Shitstain and we've already talked about. I think I say a lot on this show, Eric. You hear me say like, "Oh, we should do that as a bonus episode." I think we might actually need to do a standalone Army Major. But you tell me anytime you want to stop as we go in this. And I know we tend to pride ourselves in not having John Melendez content on this show, but we're making the exception because you brought it with us. It's about the Army Major. So you tell me.
It's a pre-edited segment. So there is going to be a bit of John and this Marcus Flowers guy who was on here. They were stumping for him because he was running against Marjorie Taylor Greene and lost.
Right. Okay. So and lost. That's the key. Yeah. So
ask you. So they could basically disenfranchise more voters in this country than ever before. This was how they were going to basically tell 81 million people, sorry.
This is him talking about the January 6th rioters, protesters, whatever you want to call them. And he said,
the erectionists. If you weren't watching our show earlier, they're called erectionists.
This is him stating that they should all be summarily executed.
Okay.
You don't want to listen to what you have to say. And it's treason. And you know what? It matters. These sons of bitches should be freaking lined up and shot. Treason is the worst crime of the land. And they're guilty of it. And they need to be dealt with accordingly. These sons of bitches should be freaking lined up and shot.
Yeah, no, obviously the worst crime in the land is doing an event where you promise that Bluey's going to be there. And, then the guy from the kitchen comes out with a, like a dirty apron on. But I mistimed my pause in this video. My apologies, because it really highlights what he just said.
Lined up and shot.
I'll tell you, Marcus, I have very loyal and very smart people who watch and listen.
So I want to pause that for a moment. He has very smart and very loyal people who watch and listen. We might need to do like a week of bonus shows on the Army Major because of how slow it's going.
Wow.
Here.
I have to tell you that I am, this is the first time I've seen John with that facial hair. That is a respectable amount of facial hair. That doesn't look horrible because it covers his fucking face.
Well,
that's incredible.
As you can read, this is from December 2021. And he doesn't look anything like this anymore.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I thought this was new.
It is a reasonable look for him. Cover up that face as much as possible.
Listen to this show. And my mom just said that she's also going to donate to your campaign as well there, Marcus. And I'm telling you that
I'm running because of January 6th.
Joe Biden's approval ratings now are at 49%. they took a slight dip after the Afghanistan withdrawal. They're 49%, I think, on I forget what poll, on a CNN poll.
Make your brain work for it, John. Go for it.
On a Fox News poll, which is saying a lot. But yet, you don't hear the media. You don't see it on CNN. You don't see it on MSNBC like you saw with every minute they were reporting on Joe Biden's numbers are slipping. Joe Biden's numbers are slipping. What's going on, guys?
The Republican base, and I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'll say it. The Republican base is a lot of these folks out here that are the poorly educated that Donald Trump said he loved so much.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the people that you could throw something shiny in the floor and they're automatically going to go to that. Mark.
Wait a minute. I think he's talking to the people in our chat. I don't think that's very nice, Army Major.
There is nothing wrong with those types of people, Army Major.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How do you think we convince these fucking schleps to give money?
And Pest has a great comment. Did the Army Major see combat? And it is very difficult to watch these videos and, actually, you don't want to talk over them because you're like, oh, I'm going to crush some brilliant observation from one of these guys. And as Reverend Shitstain pointed out, this gentleman, Marcus Flowers, did not beat Marjorie Taylor Greene because we got those delightful clips earlier. And I'm sorry, what were you going to say, EZ?
Yeah, this guy, this Army Major, he looks to me like one of those people who is alarmingly short, like 5'1". But
you mean like the guy on the left side of the screen with the beard? Yeah.
But like he's 260 pounds somehow, despite being 5'1".
Yeah. So I think Reverend Shitstain's back.
Hey, I can hang out. My audio is going to be shitty, and I'm not going to have a camera. This storm just whipped the internet line out of my wall of my house from the power line.
Well, we'll do a couple more minutes, and we'll try.
It doesn't sound bad. It sounds good.
You
All
sound
right,
we'll do a little bit more. And we're just giving people a taste of an Army Major special because when Reverend Shitstain and I were trading messages about doing this segment, we realized that it could have easily been the whole show. So I think we'll devote a show to the Army Major. And, I'll when that show's finished, I'll send it to Blind Mike and see how he feels if he still wants to be best friends with the Army Major. But we'll play just a little bit more of this right here.
Marcus is absolutely spot on where the Democrats need to start telling their story as well. We need to be talking about the victories. President Biden is the reason why the store shelves are actually stocked. Because why? Because he put a $100 tax on every single Connex that was sitting at the ports.
You know what?
So that right.
Yeah.
He's also a hard blinker. There's nothing worse than hard blinkers because they'll be talking. And this is obviously something that you have to see, but he really, really emphasizes that blinking sense thing there. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. It's definitely a tell with him when he gets very angry and aggressive about something. He immediately starts just shaking up and blinking his ass off.
Yeah. By the way, whose YouTube did this come from? It's somebody that I know from the ATP verse.
Don't worry about it. It's totally not mine.
It's okay. It's someone that I've seen post before, and I was going to shout them out, but
I may have a sock account or two.
Oh, 3. Maple Leaf fan 4. Don't worry about it.
There, he released 50 million barrels of crude oil, which is bringing the price of fuel down. Normally, presidents do not dictate the price of fuel, but in this case, President Biden spoke with other world leaders to work together to do something like this to help bring down the cost of fuel. These are victories, and the truth is that it's time for us to say, hey, look, this is
I like that it speeds up here.
The Democrats don't want to run and act like we're trying to always pump ourselves up, but that's a failure.
This is originally like 7 minutes of being a blowhard about Biden.
President Biden has elevated over 40% of the children in this country out of poverty. That's a thing.
Well, that's bad. That's very bad.
This goes a little faster now.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I get.
You know what's crazy about that? And it doesn't matter if it's him talking or anyone else talking. It doesn't matter. If someone takes up that much time at a conversation and really kind of hogs several seconds or minutes of time, no, the average person, most people don't have that type of attention span to be
they're just going to
pay
tune
attention
out.
to something like that. They're just going to, and that's why when he got done talking, they just go, absolutely. Yeah, they don't even know what the fuck he said.
Well, Marcus Flowers is just there for his talking points, and he's like, yeah, I mean, whatever.
That was supposed to be a campaign promotional stunt because Ojeda was, also had just finished his failed campaign for president and whatnot, and was also a senator. So this was him trying to get in there and be like, hey guys, here's a senator backing me, and it devolved into that, telling people to get lined up and executed.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I had that up there. Con heavy blinking is caused by PTSD from office water coolers. Well, I don't want us to go too long, and I also don't want Reverend Shitstain to get struck by lightning. So we will focus more on the Army Major in the near future. But what I want to do, now you posted this on the Discord, the German politician, right?
Oh yes. I didn't know if you wanted to get to that.
Yeah, no, I want to show it because I had to watch it first. I always have to apologize to our audio audience. We'll do our best to describe it. You're not really going to need to hear it that much. There is audio to it, but this guy, and we had his name a second ago, and I am not very smart. Martin Neumeyer posts video on social media. So let's see what this is a German politician. So he's in the restroom right now. It sounds like he says Losers Club, which
he looks like
he's accurate.
That's like the fucking Auschwitz gas chamber, it looks like.
Yeah.
He's in a public restroom.
Face into the toilet.
Licking the urinals. Kissing them.
Yeah. Going to town.
Why?
Yeah. But he hasn't had his fill yet, has he, Reverend Shitstain?
No. Upcoming, he decides to brush his teeth a little bit. And what kind of toothbrush would you find in a bathroom, of course? But an oversized toothbrush. Oh, yeah. There we go.
He put the toilet brush in his mouth. Looks like gay Conan O'Brien here.
Yes, he's got that swept back, almost a flock of eagle's hair, or seagulls, rather.
Was this supposed to be like not for public consumption or something? Or is this?
No, this is him. He is a. Let me double check. I hope you don't hear me bumping my phone real quick.
No, you're fine.
No, that's fine.
I'm double checking the party. Yes, so they are a far, not necessarily far left, but a hard left-leaning liberal party in Germany that is very up on the trans and queer issues. And I say that not as a derogatory, but queer as in politic, like using it as a politic thing. He got elected in. He's an office holder and like running for office again. On the whole, I am gay. Look at me. Oh, bring me in.
Yeah, I understand that, but I know lots of gay people, but they don't lick toilets. I don't understand that.
This is that humiliation, pig porn mindset. This guy is obviously a deranged lunatic, but that's what they love in Germany. Well, what can you do?
Matthew Zizzo comments on the toilet brush, says it's clean. I mean, it's clean now. I don't know about when he put it in his. And Con has been all over the place tonight. Reason for more German birth control. Mr. Clean's grandson and Dust Cloud, who we always appreciate, them Germans or something else.
Yeah, it's like, people wonder. It's like, how did Mr. H-Man come about? I don't know. There's a lot of people in Germany that seem to be into some weird stuff. So.
Yeah. The douche of the Dabbleverse says they don't tell you they lick toilets, and I like that his avatar is Aaron Imholt, the douche of the Dabbleverse.
And by the way, in just a couple sentences, is that now gone, Carl and Aaron? What's going on there with that?
I don't think we have time for that. But
it's gotten messy, hasn't it?
They were never really that close. They just did each other's shows, and Carl had a theory that his divorce from April was a bit of a work. Because, we only talk about Steel Toe on this show in the sense of, that we've got the goal and, how much money they're trying to hit and all that. That's really all I know about Steel Toe. And I guess he did call Carl a queer, though. So you might enjoy that video, Eric.
Well, he is. I mean, Jesus.
So you can find that one. I'll let you find it.
All right. Anyway,
that video exists, just pulled out just as a video on this very YouTube channel for anybody that wants to get up on Steel Toe. I know we had our time cut short by the weather, Reverend Shitstain, but I will figure out a time for us to talk about the Army Major. Honestly, I really wanted to show that German politician video. So
no, I understand.
Yeah.
By next week, it's old news. So
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, well, just I mean, they're going to show it on Who Are These Socials on Thursday, no doubt. So I wanted to make sure I got to it now. No, actually, they tend to not show purely visual things because of. So Carl points out he's still reeling from his interaction with Steel Toe. But by the way, we have not hit the goal today. We have had a few super chats, but we wanted to make sure that everybody headed over to producerchris.com and donate to the GoFundMe for his daughter Breeze. GoFundMe, producerchris.com. And yes, I'm trying to do too many things at once. But anyway, so I will have a sign off. But Eric Zane, I know you've got to go. We've all got to go. People have asked enough about who are these broadcasters. Where can people find you?
First of all, I just want to say that it looks like we kept it over 120 the whole show. So we are totally dominating, and I'm just so happy about that. Thank you so much. You guys are great. And you can find the Eric Zane Show podcast Monday through Friday, wherever you download shows that you can listen to the audio, or I'm on Twitch. You can find me there too. And it's really shitty. So there you go.
Well, then I know a German politician who will lap that right up. Reverend Shitstain, you don't usually want to be found, but people, if they do like video games, there were people in the chat last time you were on. Is like, well, promote your gamer channel. They want to know where they can find you.
Fine. So you guys can expose me. One of my aliases, the one I use most, is like Nelson's TAS and Game Archive. If you guys really want to go and look at really in-depth video game movie stuff, there you go. I mean, it's niche as all hell. And also, somebody was been asking if I'm a fan of Razor Fist, because I guess my color is desaturated constantly. Yeah, you can make some all right videos. I agree with them on Michael Jackson. That's about all.
That's our next bonus episode, your Michael Jackson takes. Well, thank you, Reverend Shitstain. We will definitely talk to you soon. Oh, did we get a new $5?
No, it was your sign off.
Oh, yeah. No. So that's that'll be a good one. We have a tie, so I'll read both of them. But
okay.
In any case, you can find my show, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. Tomorrow, I'll be joined by Little Lemmy, who people know from BYB and a bunch of other places. It's the first time I'm having her on my show, and we wanted to talk movies, and she suggested Caligula. So we'll be talking about the Malcolm McDowell classic Caligula tomorrow on the Blackcast. Please join Lemmy and I over there. You can find me on social media at ChristianDMZ. Please like and subscribe. Go to Hackamania.com. Promo code WATP for 20% off for Hackamania in Las Vegas next weekend. But that is all the time we have for now. And as always, I'm Christian Bladt, reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. And I'm Christian Bladt, and I love Indonesian bubblegum dumps on my chest. Also, John's kids hate breast cancer so much they cut theirs off. Good for them. Lahaina was an inside job. I guess this is supposed to be some world order that I don't follow. Do you get that one, Reverend Shitstain? TMDW.
I have no idea. There's so many freaking people. I just go with Tukey. Tukey World Order. Woo.
Tukey must die. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Christian, are you frozen? I think he's frozen.
John's kids hate breast cancer so much they cut theirs off. Good for them. Lahaina was an inside job. TMWW. Eric, show us your dog.
And we'll see you all next Tuesday.